Hi, everyone. Hello, I'm Siobhan Sarna. I'm your host today. And if you're a regular, this isn't my usual background. Number one, my air conditioner wasn't working. Number two, my sister's dog is staying with us. The cat is totally irritated. And number three, I have house guests. So here I am in front of a closet. Okay, the other thing that I wanted you to know about is ozone. So my name's Siobhan. I have a company called Chronic Condition Rescue. I have a platform called SIBO SOS. I've written a book. I'm working on my second one. The first one is Healing SIBO, about IBS and small intestine bacterial overgrowth, a condition I've had since I was 5, which is now totally managed and I feel great. But from food poisoning when I was 5 and didn't know what it was. Then I worked in a moldy building for 20 years as a TV host and was slowly but surely getting more and more sick. Then, what other fun stuff I have? It's not even worth it. EBV, Candida, blah, 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 blah. All this stuff has happened to me and I'm doing great. Also cavitations and dental issues. That was interesting the way the divine works in my life. In 1986, prior to some of you people being born, hello, I actually did the PR for a gentleman named Hal Huggins when he came through Tampa. He was the father of biological dentistry and a truly interesting character who, like, they took away his dental license because he was saying amalgams are bad. And they were saying, you're a fraud. How can you say that? Obviously, history has revealed itself and he has been vindicated. But he was truly a rebel and a rogue and a hero in many ways. So I've just been exposed to a lot of different things. Okay. Done 11 summits, just did the menopause summit. And along the way, I heard a lot about ozone for dental, gut, skin, all these applications. I've even had ozone added to my blood, percolated through, and like had an IV, 2 needles in my arms. I don't like needles. But what I have found is that when ozone came into my life at home, and I'm using it like a first aid kit for everything from helping my dental health to this fungus I have on my foot that I can't get rid of, but I am getting rid of it because of the ozone. But all the dermatologists thought it was something else. And now I realize what it is. And the ozone is helping after nothing. I'm talking injections, topicals, internal, pills and stuff. Nothing is helping. Now it's getting helped by my ozone. So it's just a tool that I want everyone to know about. And then you can decide if it's a fit for you. And what's cool is that Tobias Segal, my very special guest, is ozone obsessed. He runs a family-run business, and he is the go-to ozone guy. He is a manufacturer, he is an inventor, and he is one of the most educated people and facilitator of education about ozone on the planet. Tobias, thank you for being here. Thanks, everybody. And I'm going to hand things over to him, and he's got a quick 20-minute presentation, 25 minutes. Then we're going to very focused get on your questions because there are going to be a lot of you having questions about how you can use this at home. And I'm going to turn off my camera and my mic. I'm not stepping away. I'm going to be here right with you, but I am going to remove that visual and auditory distraction. Go ahead. Thanks.
Well, thanks so much for having me today. So my goal is to inform you about ozone, what it's for, how it works, how you can get into it yourself, and just answer any questions that may come up and, just make you feel confident that ozone can play a role in the health, in providing good health in your life. So I'm going to start this presentation. Just give me 1 second and give me a minute. Okay. I love to call this the power of ozone. It's simple at-home therapy for anybody. Anybody can do it. So easy. Give me 1 second. Trying to get my slides to work. Hold on. Been having a little issue with my PowerPoint today, so hold on 1 second. Okay. So a little bit about myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot of the product development myself. That's what I love to do. I find that I can really experiment and find good ways for usability with when talking to customers. So I take that information, I translate it back to the product so I can make an easier option for you. I am the owner of PromoLife. We specialize in all things ozone. I've been into ozone for a long time. It was introduced at a very early age. My parents got into it back when I was like a very young child, oddly enough. And so I've seen it work firsthand on so many different cool things, whether it's helping family members, whether it's, disinfecting air that had been, if we're in a house that has mold, it's used for that as well. There's just pretty much anything you can do with ozone is possible. You can purify water. There's just a lot of really cool uses, including medically at home as well. So overall, ozone has changed my life. So let's talk about what ozone does in a nutshell. So ozone therapy fights chronic infections. It does that by going after viral and bacterial issues. The great thing with ozone is that's not going to develop any like when you're dealing with like a bacteria, there's no bacterial resistance that's going to be developed with ozone. So it's one of the best things that you can use. Ozone is incredible because it increases circulation in the body. You have to have blood flow to heal. That is one of the key things that people don't ever really think about. Whenever you have blood flow, you have increased energy. The other cool thing is it really reduces inflammation. That's key because it really helps with the healing process. The great thing with ozone is it also regenerates tissue, so it generates that healing response in the body, and you can really just see the results happen so much faster when you incorporate ozone in the body. Ozone's an immune modulator, and it does that really. It's a really cool method how it works. So it balances out your antioxidants and the oxidants in your body. So we have to have both, obviously, to survive. So we have to have a good amount of each. It modulates that in our immune system, so we're able to facilitate a much more effective way to fight against all these pathogens that we're running into on a day-to-day basis. And not to mention, all this stuff with ozone can also be done at home. So it's really cool. Ozone, how does it work? So really what ozone does is it really works with your immune system. So it has the ability to amp up your immune system. It has the ability to regulate your immune system, and it really has the ability to help fight off whatever condition that your body's dealing with. Ozone has been shown to obviously increase energy like we talked about. And really the way it works when fighting pathogens is ozone's a negatively charged particle. And when it comes in contact with positively charged viruses, positively charged bacteria, what it basically does is it pulls an electron and deactivates or neutralizes that particular thing that we're trying to fight against. So it does it very quickly. It almost has that seek out and destroy capability. So if you have a negatively charged particle and a positively charged particle, it attracts itself to that issue and it neutralizes it and takes care of the problem. So ozone's one of those things that's almost selective how it works and how it destroys these pathogens that our body is coming in contact with. Like I said before, ozone increases energy. It helps with ATP production in the body. We all know that's a good thing. We always need more of that. So this is the whole point of this presentation is to really guide you into using ozone therapy at home and really show you how easy it is to do this. So this is an example of what a home system would look like. You have an ozone generator, you have a device that makes ozone water, and then we can also access that ozone gas for a variety of different applications, which I'm going to go over. So before we get started with ozone, there is one requirement. It does require a pure oxygen source to produce the ozone. So what is ozone? All ozone is it's oxygen that's been electrically charged. So the way that we're going to get that high quality, high purity ozone is we're going to use high purity oxygen. So we're going to electrically charge high purity oxygen, and that's what's going to be provided to our body. That's how it's going to become effective for us. So what we do differently than any other company on the market is we get the oxygen to your door. So that speaking, the other options out there are complicated. They create difficulties when getting into ozone. So what we've done is we're the only company that has simplified it, where we literally just ship the tanks to your door so you're ready to use it. The tanks that we ship are really cool because they're super easy to use. You can see this little regulator that's attached on top of the tank that allows you to extract the oxygen. And the oxygen that we send is 99.999% pure. It's like literally the best stuff that you can get. So in order to have good ozone, you got to have the best oxygen. So these tanks literally arrive to your door. The entire kit gets there. You unpack it and you're ready to go within 5 minutes upon the package being delivered. So I'm sure you're all wondering, what are the treatment options that we can do at home and how is it going to benefit our daily lives? Let's go find out. So one of the things that we can do with ozone is we can do this thing called sinus insulations. Sinus insulations is really cool because what we're doing is we're adding ozone in a syringe and we are shooting it up the nostrils. and that's permeating the nasal passages, and that's lowering viral load in the body, and that's really, really cool. So when that happens, we're less likely to get sick, we're less likely to have issues and all that kind of stuff. The process is incredibly simple, and I'll show you how it works. So if we have a syringe with ozone gas, we literally just push it up our nose, hold our breath during the process, and it's hitting the sinus passages. It helps with bacterial infections in the nose, and it really speeds up the process. I do that every time I get a cold. I'm pretty prone to stuffy noses, and so this is my go-to. Every time I do my sinus insufflations, my colds recover. I recover from my cold exponentially faster, and this treatment only takes like 15 seconds to do. So it's really, really cool. So the other option that we go with is called ear insufflations. This is the process of adding a little bit of ozone gas to the ears. Let me show you what it looks like. And so this is great for and I swear it works so well. It almost acts like drinking a cup of coffee. So we're adding a little bit of ozone gas to the ears, and it really amplifies your cognitive function. It helps mental clarity. It helps if you have like an ear issue as well. A lot of that ozone gets transferred. It helps with eye issues, sinus issues. You'd be surprised, like anybody who does an ear insufflation, their sense of smell gets a lot better. Their mental clarity gets a lot better. We see a lot of people who have Lyme. A lot of those types of people have brain fog, and this seems to work really well for helping alleviate brain fog. This treatment takes 3 to 5 minutes at home, and it's incredibly easy. The other treatment that a lot of women are getting into is vaginal insufflations. And this is the process of adding ozone gas vaginally, and it absorbs throughout the body quite effectively. We see a lot of women who have like endometriosis issues. That seems to work really well. It helps with like that time of the month. Like my wife really got into doing this for a while because she was having some issues during that time, and it really helped alleviate a lot of the heavy bleeding that she was occurring. Like she started doing it, and everything seemed to like normalize itself out substantially. So, I mean, it was honestly like a game changer for her, because it was that time of the month was quite painful, and literally doing this like 2 or 3 treatments that month, it changed the way her periods were moving forward for a good considerable amount of time. So that was quite an amazing result that she experienced. We also have rectal insufflation. This is going to be probably the most popular option out there. This is a systemic way to get ozone in the body. So the process of rectal insufflation is basically like a gas enema. So we're all familiar with doing liquid enemas. That's great. But this is essentially the process of adding gas to the body. So what we're doing, so the advantage with that is that ozone gas gets absorbed. Our body uptakes it all throughout the body. And it really is a systemic approach as far as fighting off infections and dealing with other chronic conditions in the body. I would say that we see a lot of people going to doctors to do IV ozone treatments. They consider rectal insufflation to be almost equivalent to doing an IV ozone treatment at the doctor's office. So literally, if you have the ability to do this stuff at home, you're getting almost IV quality ozone therapy at home when you do rectal insufflation. So if you have a condition that you're dealing with, one of the easiest treatments you can do, it takes roughly 3 to 5 minutes to administer, high absorption of ozone gas, and it really, really, you'll notice a big boost of energy, and I think you'll notice a huge difference. So another option is what we call ozone saunas. This is the process of adding ozone gas to a sauna. Remember, your head has to be sticking out. And the big advantage with this is we're seeing a lot of people who it's very equivalent to like a rectal insufflation, but instead your topical skin is absorbing all the ozone gas. As you sweat, your pores open up, and when you're sweating, that ozone has the ability to absorb that ozone in the body, and it really provides a fantastic feel. You feel super clean, you feel energized. We see a lot of sports people getting into ozone saunas for recovery purposes. It's one of the easiest things they can do. It helps detoxify, move things throughout the body, clean out your system. I would say the only disadvantage with this treatment is it takes a little bit longer. You kind of want to be in a sauna for about 30 minutes, and that's going to be the main focus, getting that, but at the same time, you're sweating. To me, I love ozone saunas. They're incredibly relaxing, and I feel great. This is another cool option. It's called limb bagging. So what we're doing is we're taking a bag and we're pushing ozone gas into a bag, and we're letting the hands, letting the feet, letting the limbs absorb the ozone gas. So a lot of people who have like fungal issues on their nails or their feet, we see a lot of people getting into this because we're applying that high concentration of ozone directly to the hands, directly to the feet, and it can really permeate the skin, permeate the nails, and really help fight off some of that fungal infection. A lot of that stuff is due to imbalances in the body, and when we can treat that area, we can really drive that ozone deep through the skin, and it can actually get to that area that's causing all those fungal issues and those outbreaks. And we're seeing a lot of people who have had great success with treating fungal issues when using ozone therapy. There's even doctors that are even they're actually injecting a little bit of ozone gas around the toes to help fight off infections, including fungal issues, and it works really, really well. This is a localized treatment. You can use it for like cuts, scrapes, anything else that could possibly be going on with the limb. Ozone water, in my opinion, is hands down one of the best things that we can also do. This is the process of infusing ozone gas in water. We're going to use a beaker that looks like this. So as the water goes in, you'll see, I'm going to give you an example. I'm just blowing into that to show you how it works, but we're generating ozone into this water, and that water picks up a lot of that ozone. And so what's happening is after it takes about 10 minutes to fully ozonate the water, and you can literally smell the water and it smells like ozone. You can drink it. You can use it as a mouth rinse. I was actually talking to a dentist earlier today, and we're talking about utilizing ozone water in their practice to help facilitate a better outcome for their patients. And what the funny thing that we talk about is this purifying agent it works so well, but it's also incredibly safe. You can literally drink this stuff and you feel great. No other purifying agent out there allows you to actually consume that much and provides a health benefit. So in my opinion, ozone water, through looking at it for oral health, having a better, gut issues, a lot of people who do have SIBO, really rely on ozone as well, can really help facilitate a much better terrain in the body so you can have a better outcome as far as the healing process. But overall, from an oral health standpoint, we're seeing a ton of dentists getting into ozone. Ozone water, in my opinion, is one of the easiest things that you can do to help, benefit the mouth. And not to mention, I always like to point out this fact that a lot of people are unaware of. They say that 80% of chronic conditions start in the mouth. So if you can focus on keeping that mouth healthy, chances are you're going to have a much better likely outcome as far as being healthy, not getting sick, because you're taking care of up here first. So another option that we can easily do at home is called breathing ozone that's bubbled through oil. So this is really the only way we can intake ozone through respiratory means. So what we're doing is we're bubbling ozone gas in oil. The oil is acting like a filter system, and it's allowing our body to then breathe in the ozone gas. If we try to breathe straight ozone, it's going to make us cough. It's a little irritating, but when we run it through oil, it's filtering out a lot of that harshness and it smells great. I've talked to so many people. If you have a respiratory issue, it's a great way at alleviating that and helping you heal faster. And it's just a fantastic, easy treatment to do at home. It takes roughly 10 minutes to do. If you have a cold, if you're coughing, do that. I guarantee you're going to notice a much better increase in recovery. One of the things that I get asked the most is everything that I just talked about sounds great, but how do we do it? How do we learn how to be effective? How do I have the best outcome at home? That's a great question. So what we've done that's a little bit different than everybody else is we've set up a learning center. So we have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So we first want you to learn about ozone. This is all video based, so it's super easy to follow. We have, if you're interested in ozone, we have the ability to let you choose your equipment, how to set it up, and then we go over how to actually physically perform the therapy. So we have videos that are cartoon based that show you how to do these insufflations at home and all that kind of stuff. And it shows you how to properly set up your equipment. There's going to be times where you want more assistance, and that's great. We advocate for having more is better. And so we have personalized one-on-one sessions with our customers, we will walk you through how to properly perform the therapies, how to set everything up. And to me, this is like one of the best things that any business should offer. Like, in my opinion, if a customer has confidence in using the equipment, their outcome of success is going to be so much better. And they're way more likely to provide a positive testimonial or tell an individual that they had a positive experience with ozone. And that's really how we're going to drive forward this therapy, is people having positive outcomes. In my opinion, this is the way to go. We have to have a learning center. We have to have the support behind a product. We want people to have the confidence and really make it as easy as possible for them to use. And that includes getting oxygen to their door for them to generate that high purity ozone that's required for ozone therapy. So that's been our mission, is to make things as simple as possible through our learning center and our tech support side. That covers the whole ozone therapy side and what you can do at home with it. Whether it's, drinking ozone water, saunas, limb bagging, rectal insufflation, vaginal insufflations. The whole point about ozone therapy is to lessen your likelihood of getting sick or getting a chronic condition. A lot of people do ozone therapy at home for maintenance, and that's great. When you do things for maintenance, your body works better. It has a better terrain. It has a better outcome. You're less likely to get sick. And then when that happens, you're less likely to have chronic conditions that develop. And so whether you're dealing with a chronic condition, it's great for that. It can really boost your recovery. Or whether you're just dealing with it because you want to stay healthy and happy, it's one of the best things that you can do for maintenance purposes throughout with your body. So ozone therapy, in my opinion, I've talked to a lot of practitioners out there. It's always in their top 5 go-tos as far as therapies. And the great thing is, out of all these therapies, it's one of the easier ones and one of the most effective ones that you can actually facilitate and do at home. So I think that's what sets ozone therapy apart, is your ability to do and perform these treatments at home. I want to talk about a few other cool things before I start answering questions. Ozonated glycerin is pretty cool. It's basically what we're doing is we're taking ozone gas and we're infusing it into this liquid. Glycerin is a sweet tasting liquid. And the cool thing is it takes on a lot of the properties of ozone. So you can nebulize with this stuff. You can apply it topically. You can use it orally. So if you're looking for like an even simpler approach, I still recommend the home systems. I think they work better. It's a great option for people who are looking for an oral consumption product for ozone therapy. And this just goes a little bit over how to use. If anybody wants any guidance on this kind of stuff, I'd be happy to, share this with Siobhan or even email to anybody who requests it. But yeah, the whole idea with ozonated glycerin is we're generating peroxides. And what that basically means is that's the active ingredient that's providing all the benefits. So if we're dealing with like a chronic condition, whether it's a bacterial overgrowth, usually you have to have a way of eliminating that bad stuff so the good stuff can then repopulate. And we're doing that through peroxides. So ozone generates peroxides, whether you're ozonating it in water, whether you're ozonating it in glycerin, whether you're ozonating it in oil. That's going to be the benefit as far as adding it to the body. So pretty simple to use. And it's one of those up and coming options that are really providing a lot of benefits to individuals out there. It's been researched for a long time and it's pretty cool stuff. If you would like more information, check out PromoLife.com/Savon. Scan this QR code. It'll take you right to a page that's going to provide great information on how to get set up with ozone therapy. It'll teach you how it works. It'll go over what we recommend, and it'll also go over how to get trained. And so the training, in my opinion, even though I believe it's super easy, I still want people to have the ability to provide we want to provide the necessary resources for individuals if they need that additional help and that additional resources, because we really want people to be successful. All right, so that's my presentation. I am here to awesome. Answer any questions that people have. I have my email address up here, so I'm totally cool with people emailing me directly to answer any questions about ozone therapy, getting set up. Give me a day or so to respond, but shoot me random questions. I'll shoot you straight. Okay.
I appreciate that. That was fantastic. That was fast too, Tobias. So thank you very much, because I know we have a lot of questions. So Thank you. Can we all put some love
okay.
into the chat for Tobias? Tobias at PromoLife.com. Okay.
That's it. Yes.
Thanks, Rhonda. Thanks everybody for asking. And I have your questions. There's a bunch of them in there. I just wanted to show you my setup. It's quite compact. I just rolled it over from where I have it by my bed, but this is just like a little tea cart I got, I don't know, like on Amazon or something. And it doesn't even show, like it's just on the top shelf. It's that like tiny in terms of a footprint. And you just plug it in. And I do want to show you a couple of things. It is 10% off when you do shop at the site for 90% of the products. Some of them he can't discount, but it's 10SS. Normally,
that's correct.
You don't do 10% off except for when we do these little sweetie pie webinars, which I really appreciate.
And we do a great job as far as like keeping our prices reasonable compared to other people out there. And so even with that 10%, we're at a fantastic price. I think the service that we provide, the service after the sale, is crucial because I've talked to a lot of people who get into ozone and you know, really like they'll get a machine. I mean, this is what a machine looks like. They're pretty simple. The operations are very simple, but in reality, we really have to understand the process and the best way to administer and the best way to use. And that's why we really do encourage the oxygen tank. This is going to make it incredibly simple for you. Everything just gets to your door, ready to go. All you have to do is just take it out of the box and then set it up and you're ready to, get your therapies going. There's too many there's other things out there that people do and it just gets complicated. And our goal is to simplify it because we feel that the compliance is going to be so much higher for patients if we make it as simple and easy as possible for them to use.
Okay, rapid fire questions. Do you only ship oxygen tanks to the USA? I'm in Canada.
We can ship them to Canada. That's not a problem. All you have to do is just email us for a quote because we do have to ship it UPS ground. So ground does service Canada. So it's just going to be a little bit slower shipping method getting it to Canada.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the chat. If you have any other questions, pop them into the Q&A box. Okay, and I just wanted to show you, do you have the shorts in stock, Tobias?
I do have the shorts in stock,
okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to show you this. This is my second pair. If you have anything going on in the nether regions, medical terminology there, these shorts are money. You put this in, I mean, my friend who had hemorrhoids, she almost died from it because she was on a blood thinner and they didn't know. I wish she had these. She's okay now. She had to have surgery. Hello, shorts. I mean, you are not going to look fashionable. I'll tell you that right now. But you are going to be healed up so nicely. Not a medical claim. So
you make a good point. You make a really good point. A lot of people have a lot of bacterial growth down there. That's not great. This is just a really simple way to eliminate some of that bacteria that your body has a better chance. And I don't think people realize like our bodies need to be set up to function better. And so I view it as setting up your body to have a better terrain. So if you can eliminate this bad bacteria from your body that's causing the issues, your body's good bacteria will repopulate so much faster. And I like to use the example in dentistry where ozone has been shown to neutralize the pH level of the mouth, where cavities form at a low pH level. So when we start incorporating ozone, it raises the pH of the mouth and neutralizes or kills some of the bad bacteria. And now our good bacteria has the thriving chance to repopulate and to work better and to make our body healthy.
Is the dental attachments available as well? Because I know
those back. Oh yeah, those are back. So
okay, so I'm going to get to your questions. I just want to show you a couple of things. So this is, don't inhale this, right? You just hold your breath, but literally, flying. Look at that. It's a little hat you can put on a tooth.
Or like a cold sore too, or a sore of the mouth. Like that's
so
what
helpful.
when my wife gets stressed, she gets sores in her mouth. And so that's a go-to for us is she applies that, it speeds it up because those are so irritating in the mouth.
Still
and
painful.
We all know, and if we can get rid of them faster, hands down, like if this is about like quality of life too, like this is what, like if we can do this stuff and we can increase like how we feel, recovering faster. I mean, this is a quality of life boost, in my opinion.
I wish I had it growing up. I really do. Okay, here come the questions. Whew.
Okay.
David, hey David, please comment on ozone therapy for heart failure. A trial.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, that's a great, okay. So, I mean, we could dive into this, that's a whole nother talking point, but in a nutshell, they've shown that ozone therapy can benefit people who have heart conditions. Ozone's very vascular, so it can actually help with elasticity in the veins. So there's some evidence that shows that it can help with making your veins work more effectively. There is some evidence out there talking to ozone doctors. It can surprisingly help reduce plaque buildup as well. And so, in my opinion, I think ozone therapy, hands down, is a game changer for heart conditions.
Okay. I want to show you something. Hold on. Okay. If you guys decide to make a purchase for, I'm just going to say anything on the site at his site, which is really kind of just like stupid on my part, but you'll understand why I'm going to say this. You would be receiving, if you email us by 8 p.m. tonight, you make the purchase by 8 p.m. tonight with our link. I'm going to share with you, my customer service will send you the following $59 masterclass. I just want to show this to you.
That's a good deal.
That's such a good, you can buy the soap and get a $59 masterclass. Okay. And it is from so I did a biological dentistry summit. This is Dr. Phil Mullica. And come on, Siobhan, share screen. I know how to use Zoom. Come here, Zimmy.
I will say he is one of the most knowledgeable individuals when it comes to dentistry, biological dentistry. I mean, he's hands down amazing. So
this is an entire presentation on oxygen, ozone therapy, and dentistry. I'm just going to tell you right now. Some of the images are tough to watch. So if you are sensitive to like wounds, then just close your eyes for 10 seconds. Okay, so
called limb insufflation techniques.
Can you hear it? I don't know if you can hear it.
Inflammatory.
I'm going backwards actually.
Oxygen and oxidative. We see periodontitis, failing root canals, or decayed teeth. This infection is not, it's a local event, but as far as reaching, it's a systemic problem associated with that. So infection, once again, that can begin in the head and neck. Antiviral drugs. The kid was maybe 18 months old. Oh, time to get out of here.
Did you see me after all of these? Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And like I said before, 80% of your health conditions start in the mouth.
Somewhere. There's a crack in the tooth somewhere. And those of you split. Remember water. So once again, you're keeping all the bugs down.
There's some just amazing. This is him using ozone in the office with like that dental thing I was just talking about.
So, and we have root canals that come in where we pull a picture, little bubbles you can see on the upper left side. In this particular case,
this is his before and after. Anyway, you get the idea. It's very inspiring, and that is usually $59. And then if you decide to do anything on the site with our link, including my favorite soap in the whole world, I have a favorite soap. This is the Ozonated jojoba oil soap, and this is it with olive oil. These soaps are amazing. I used to sell beauty products for a living. Trust me, I get it, and they're amazing. Okay, so that is that. Here we go. What else? David has a question about neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Any medical contradictions or cautions? And y'all, this isn't medical advice, okay? We're just talking about some research and some topics and some inspiration for you and some tools.
So I'm going to be super clear on the ozone side. Your body naturally produces a small amount of ozone through the white blood cells. So ozone is not a foreign material to the body. It's how our body fights off infections. It's how our body functions. So if we think about this in general, ozone therapy does a fantastic job. You're not going to have the issues with like chronic, like with Parkinson's or anything like that. It's not going to react negatively. Even if ozone doesn't necessarily fix the problem, it's not going to negatively affect that condition.
Okay, we're going to go through, does hydrogen water antagonize ozone?
Hydrogen water makes ozone work better because hydrogen is an antioxidant, ozone's an oxidant. So hydrogen creates great homeostasis in the body. And so anytime your body is working more effectively, your ozone therapy works better, your supplements work better, your exercise works better. So I think hydrogen is one of those things where if you incorporate into your lifestyle, everything else is going to work better.
Diana, does it clear cyst in the mouth and the gums? You just saw a picture of that. I didn't even know that was one of your questions there. Does the regulator not come with a comprehensive package?
So if you go on the landing page, you'll see grabbing your oxygen. And so you'll see the tanks and then the regulator separately. So you do have to add both of those to get the tanks and the regulator. So under that step one, just make sure you get both of those added. It's right there on the landing page. You do have to have the regulator. If you forget to add the regulator, we'll reach out to you. We're going to be like, hey, I think you forgot something to make this work. So
Okay.
just remember the regulator, the piece. Let me show you what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right here. So you have this little piece that unscrews. It's really easy, no wrench required. It looks just like this, and then it screws onto the tank just like this. And once it's attached, it allows the oxygen to be released from this point right here. And then you actually, ozone's very interesting because we base it on like low flows of oxygen. So you can change your ozone concentration based upon the flow. So all you're doing right here is this little knob. It's going to adjust how much oxygen is coming out of this regulator. So it's
Sure.
one of the easiest regulators to use, in my opinion.
Is my tank getting low, Tobias? Is that
What does it say on it?
it's like right above the 0.
It probably is getting a little bit low, so that would be correct.
Oh, bummer. Okay. I have another one. I have a backup. Alrighty. Let's see. I'm glad we're doing this because I didn't see that. Can it help detox mycotoxins?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ozone has been shown. I mean, they use ozone to fight mold in homes, and that's one of the things that I see people using it. Like I have people who call me regularly, "Hey, I have mold poisoning. Will ozone help with this?" Hands down, it's one of the best things that you can do, in my opinion. You're going to notice more mental clarity, increased energy. What it's doing is it's amping up your immune system, so your immune system can then fight off and clear what's in your body.
Here's my spare. Okay.
Nice.
What package do I need from your website to treat a fungus nail? I don't know what items to buy. So I'm going to share the screen again. Great question, Isa. And Zoom. Okay. Share. Come on, Siobhan. There it is. Share. Okay. If she wants to do nails, obviously there's more to it than that. So you get correct me if I'm wrong, you get your oxygen, you get your
Yep.
regulator, and then you can get the basic ozone package, which comes with those attachments and accessories. And you can buy accessories separately. And here's the whole comprehensive package.
Yeah.
What are those two things on the right?
Those are cupping funnels. So those are great for applying a little bit of ozone gas like to the skin. So like we have a lot of people who and I'm not going to use like it's interesting, they like a lot of people who cup the breasts for conditions there with ozone gas. They'll cup the throat. You can even cup the hand areas. If you're needing something a little bit more sealed off for like the hands or the feet, we do have these things called limb bags. And if you type in the search ozone limb bag, it'll pop up. There you go, right there. And it allows you to bag the foot, bag the hand. In my opinion, it's like one of the best things that you can do. Like nail fungus issues is one of the hardest things to treat. And really one of the only ways to treat it is like medically speaking is taking the pills and topically applying the stuff. Like the pills, that you have to talk to your doctor about the other side effects associated with that. I know they're very hard on the liver. So that's something people have to consider. If we have the ability to try something else that's not internal, I would recommend if you're dealing with nail conditions, do the bagging on the foot, but also do the rectal insufflations. That's going to be like the systemic approach and the topical approach at the same time. And guess what? It's not going to negatively affect organs in your body. It's going to honestly help your body become more healthy and have a better terrain, in my opinion.
Okay, we're gonna go more focused here. Will ozone gas or water treatments cure a wart on the foot? So he was just talking about that, much like the nail fungus. And is it possible to use ozone to, one, kill an infection in the throat, two, heal the tissue lining the throat? So we can't make claims about anything healing anything, but could it be helpful and certainly not harmful? I mean, it's really a tissue,
Yeah.
like it loves it.
So, I mean, let's talk about what they're using ozone for in dentistry. I mean, they're literally using it to
Right.
heal tissue in dentistry. And so they found that when they apply ozone gas in the mouth after after doing surgery, after an extraction, it literally increases the recovery time of the patient. And the reason why it's doing that is because it's reducing inflammation. It's reducing those bad bacteria that could be causing additional problems, and it's basically generating a healing response with your body to recover much faster. So the other cool thing with ozone is it helps revitalize collagen as well. So a lot of that collagen that's scar tissue based, that's the stuff that's going to give us problems over time. We're seeing, and like literally, it's like not even medically possible from what they say. But like when you start seeing ozone injections like in joints, it takes that scar tissue and it can reconvert it back into healthy tissue. It's like, it blows my mind that it's even possible, but it works.
What's the difference between the basic system and the EZO3? The EZO3
So the
is just water,
EZO3,
right?
this is a little system that we sell for making ozone water. And so we market it more as an oral health product. So it doesn't require an oxygen source. It's less expensive. It's not going to be as powerful, and it's only for oral. It's mainly just for like mouth health. So we recommend it, like pour this ozone water in a water pick, use it as a mouth rinse. It works really, really good for that. But the idea is it's a simplistic approach where you fill it up with water, you hit a button. After about 3 minute cycle, the water has been infused with ozone, and then you can use it for your oral health. You can pour it on cuts, wounds, whatever you want to do with it. But it's just a little bit easier. Now, it's very localized. It's a very local treatment. So it's not going to reach everywhere that the systems that these, like the gas systems are going to allow your body to, it's not going to reach everywhere that the gas system is going to reach.
Um, it's very convenient to have on the bathroom counter.
It is.
I love that thing. How does the rectal ozone relate to impacting the microbiome?
Okay, great question. So you are going to see some of your good bacteria being eliminated anytime you do some form of ozone therapy, but that's okay. And we actually we're okay with that, because most of the time you're dealing with a chronic condition, you have an oversupply of a negative form of bacteria that's causing the problems. So your good bacteria are fighting essentially against it, and it can't seem to grab hold or really focus on having a good, healthy microbiome. So what's happening is when we incorporate ozone, just remember, ozone goes after anaerobic bacteria first versus aerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria does not do well in oxygen-rich environments, where aerobic bacteria thrives in oxygen-rich environments. What is ozone? Ozone is oxygen. So ozone goes after your anaerobic, which is typically viewed as the bad bacteria. So it's going to eliminate the bad bacteria first. Yeah, it might kill some of your good bacteria, but it then allows your good bacteria the ability to repopulate at a much faster pace. So you can balance out your system and get your system more in line with what it should actually be looking like.
For example, I understand it helps with infections. However, what about the impact on keystone and beneficial bacteria, et cetera? So I think you've covered it. Hazy, do you think ozone for arms and legs would help with, it's the Dupuytren's contracture? I'm sorry, I don't think I pronounced that right, but the hand,
Like a contraction?
Yeah.
It might, I don't know. I mean, that's a new one to me. I would say you might want to consult a doctor who does ozone. They may have a different method to treat that I'm unaware of. It could be something where they actually inject the gas into the hand to see if that works. But that's a really interesting question.
What about plantar warts on the feet? We covered that. Are all ozone machines the same? It happens that I have a small portable machine that I bought years ago, but it doesn't have any oxygen tank or anything else.
Great question. So that is, not all ozone machines are the same. So these machines require that pure oxygen feed, like we talked about. And so they are set up in a way internally that are much different from a standard ozone machine. So what we're doing is we're funneling everything into a tube, and that tube is allowing that oxygen to be electrically charged and then released to you through an outport that allows for a much cleaner form of ozone. So we also have to look at the components used inside an ozone machine. Ozone, can break things down. And so we want to make sure that we're using a very high purity components that don't leach anything into the ozone stream, because we're putting this stuff in our body, okay? And we want to be very mindful of that. And we don't want to just be using anything that could potentially leach other things into our body. Our focus is healing. We have to give our body the right opportunity to do that.
What kind of oil for breathing ozone bubbled in oil? So
good old olive oil.
Olive oil. Cheers. Yeah, thanks Z for that. I have read that inhaling ozone is toxic. Is that true?
No, it's not. So let's break down that. That's a very good question. So
Yeah,
if you look on
explain how that all works.
if you look on the internet, they view ozone as, they call it a toxic gas. Not true. Ozone is classified as an irritant. Okay. So all we're doing is we're taking literally the pure oxygen that we breathe. I mean, if you see somebody hooked up to an oxygen tank, literally the same stuff that they're breathing, and that is what's coming out of here. And all we're doing is we're throwing an electrical charge to it. So it's converting that O2 oxygen into O3 ozone. Ozone is viewed as an irritant in too high of a concentration. It's viewed as an irritant to the eyes and the lungs and no other place in the body. So when it comes to it being toxic, our body naturally produces small amounts of ozone. So how could it be toxic if we produce it? There's just misinformation out there regarding what ozone does and how it works. In reality, ozone is approved medically in lots of other countries. It's approved for dentistry in lots of other countries as well. I think ozone's kind of got a bad rap here in the States because of how it's viewed as from California, because they look at the ozone level and pollution, but that's changing so rapidly. We're seeing so many more people request ozone because it works more effectively. But in reality, don't view it as a toxic gas. It is a healing gas more than anything.
Okay, Ginger, what impact does the use of ozone in a water flosser have on the oral production of nitric oxide? Great question.
Good question. 80% of the population has some form of gum disease, okay? So if you're having an overabundance of bad bacteria, chances are that bad bacteria is probably eliminating the good bacteria that's that's allowing your body to produce the nitric oxide. So if we're utilizing ozone, remember what I said before, ozone neutralizes the pH in your body, in your mouth. So you have to have a neutralized pH in order for your good bacteria to start thriving. So when you start incorporating ozone, it sets up the terrain in your mouth for the good bacteria to actually thrive and do better. And so when that happens, your bacteria that produce the goodies like the nitric oxide, probably going to have a much better opportunity to actually do what it's supposed to do.
I just want to say, I do a lot of things for my health and I'm doing so well. Like I haven't felt this good in I don't know, a long ass time, which is great. There's some work involved, right? However, there are a few things that I swear by and that I wish I had earlier in my life. And this is one of them. If you see me doing a webinar on it, it falls in that category because I get approached weekly. Oh, hey, I have this product. Would you do a webinar with me? And I'm just really selective and get the idea. So when you get this at home, don't be intimidated. I want you to know that it is easy. The training is fantastic. I can tend to get a little dyslexic with directions and stuff, as Tobias knows so well. And it is simple and fast. And when I kind of forget what's the setting supposed to be, I just go to either the internet where he has these great YouTube videos, or little videos, or I just go to here, setting up the water bubbler humidifier combo. So this is it, just real step by step. Don't let the visuals overwhelm you. It is very clear and very simple. So I just got to get you started.
And we also have videos that if you're more of a paper person, we like visuals on paper. Right. That's great. If you prefer videos, some people prefer those instead. I like videos. Just as helpful, just different ways for people to learn, if that makes sense.
Yes, of course. Isa, I don't know if we answered your question, but so I'm going to move on. But if you didn't get all your questions answered, come on and pop it back into the Q&A box. Can you use glycerin product in a nasal nebulizer for sinus issues?
I do that all the time. So yes.
Okay. All right.
10% solution. So you want to use
That's
ozonated glycerin at 10% with either distilled water or saline. Hands down, one of the easiest things that you can do for treating a respiratory condition, but you got to have the glycerin. That's the other thing.
And he has it, and it's been going like gangbusters. So it's a really huge, wonderful stuff.
Insane, absolutely insane. Like I'm on doctors forums, and they're just all I see is they're talking about all the amazing results that they're seeing from ozonated glycerin. So I just like every day I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
That's awesome. Can the home system be used for pets also? Is there training for that with your system?
You absolutely can use it for pets. We don't go over a lot of training with the pet side, but it's so simple. Really what you're focusing on is start with ozone water with your pets. It's a great way to help their oral biome in the mouth. You can also get a little bit deeper in the pet side if you do some research. You can go a little bit more on the internal side with the pets, but really focusing on ozone, focus on the oral health with the pet more than anything, because that's where most pets tend to have an issue.
Seriously, I'm so glad you said that. I get Petunia's teeth cleaned twice a year. And
Good.
the appointment was supposed to be next week. She doesn't need it this time. This is the first time ever she has not needed it. I'm very excited. So
that's awesome. And awesome. This really relates. Most of our health conditions start with bad oral health.
And then we hear, health starts in the gut. It's all connected. I don't know, like, seriously, it's just a bunch of tubes within tubes. Okay. Can ozone be utilized as a therapy for edema, say edema of the legs and feet?
Ozone therapy can pretty much be used for any condition. So obviously that's going to be a kidney issue. So it's going to overall help the body with blood flow. It's going to help the body with maintaining the proper ability. It's going to help the heart muscle. So overall, it may not be your go-to fix right off the bat, but there's going to be a lot of other side benefits that are associated with ozone that can help the body recover and hopefully heal faster from the condition that you're dealing with.
It'd be part of a suite of things.
It's all part of it. That's correct.
Yeah. Lena, can it be help with detoxing from dental heavy metals?
Absolutely. So ozone really does help get the blood flow going. It helps neutralize agents in the body. I mean, we use it a lot for mold as well. Absolutely for heavy metals. Just be consistent with it if you have heavy metals. So don't just do it once and consider yourself good. You got to be consistent with it.
Yeah, you got to use your binders. That's definitely
absolutely
with a professional.
Saunas are great as well for heavy metals. So.
Does the Pure O3 oil pull or tooth powder help with cavities?
I know it does. I mean, unless we have like a dental study done, but I literally was just reading reviews before this presentation because I'm adding a bunch of reviews to the site from customers that have sent it, and like half the reviews are like, my cavities are not, I don't have cavities anymore. And so like it only makes sense because we're eliminating that anaerobic bacteria. Like think about that, like how cavities are formed. Cavities are formed when the acidity level in your mouth drops below a certain point. And so if we're able to neutralize our pH level, we're not going to have cavities. And also we're killing that bacteria that's causing the cavities as well. So we're kind of doing two things there. We're reducing the bacteria, we're increasing the pH. And so now we're at a much better spot. So we're not going to have cavities.
Individual results are going to vary, and you got to be on it. You have got to get on it. You cannot just be like you just said, like one hit. I tried it. It doesn't work. That is not what we're talking about here. You have to be
consistency is key. Like I'm a believer that, you're never going to notice anything right off the bat. Like, but that is the cool thing. A lot of people notice something pretty soon after they try it, but consistency will allow your body to overcome. And because like the whole point with doing these therapies is we want to get to the point where we don't have to do them. We don't have to do them anymore. And
Amen, brother.
Like let's put the work in, be consistent, and then we're good.
You guys, please don't ask me why your question's not getting answered. We've answered 27. I still have about 20 more to go. So I don't know if you've ever gone to my Q&As before, but I am extremely assertive about getting your questions answered. So it hurts my feelings when you're like, why did you skip? I'm not skipping. Trust me. Poor Tobias, I beat him up in the past. Like, okay, stop talking. You got to answer the next one. I get very direct. Okay. Is your machine better because it's easy, or is there such a thing as a bad ozone machine? I mean, he's not going to disparage the company, but go.
So there are such things as bad ozone machines. Like I said before, quality of the components. Also, really think about servicing too. Like, if you have a problem with your ozone machine, you need to be able to get it serviced and fixed rather than just throwing it away and having to buy a new one. They get expensive fast. And so we're a USA-based company. We manufacture them here in the States. We have a servicing center for anybody who needs help in the States. We're not sending anything off to other countries. Everything's handled in-house. We use high-quality components. There's specific components that have to be used to maintain high purity ozone. Most companies don't follow those guidelines, and you're not going to get, and when that happens, you're going to have, your systems are going to break down substantially faster. So, you're willing to go overseas to buy stuff, but you're going to have problems down the road.
What do you do with the empty tanks?
You can recycle them. So they are recyclable. That is the only thing that I have to obviously address is, once it's empty, you got to get new ones. That's just how it works.
Right. This one has lasted me so long, like a long time.
And let me point out, like, we're using low flow rates. Okay. We're not like using high flow rates that are breathing. We're talking like 1/16 liters a minute, 1/8 liters a minute. I mean, that is like substantial, like that is like you're virtually seeing nothing coming out of these tanks, but we're generating that ozone that's at a usable scale. And so these tanks do last for a while at low flow rates.
And of course, it'll depend on your use. Is everyone in the family using it, et cetera? Dwayne, is there a specific application to address leaky gut?
Yeah, I mean, ozone water and rectal insulation. I mean, you gotta hit it from both sides, in my opinion, and just be consistent, and you'll notice a huge difference, in my opinion.
What's the difference between the redwood and the comprehensive package?
Go with the comprehensive. The redwood is a practitioner that we work with, and it's very tailored to his customer base or his patients. And so, comprehensive, in my opinion, is better priced. It gives you just as much, if not more, and it's going to be a lot more user friendly.
Okay. Sarah, O3 for peripheral artery disease and which technique?
Okay, so that's going to be, fill me in on that again. That's going to be for
peripheral artery disease. Sarah, do you want to chime in with what it is a little bit more? Would limb bagging be the best technique? This is the third time I've asked the question. Whoa, Sarah, slow your roll.
So, like one thing I want to note, yeah, and I can address this pretty easily. So, ozone has the ability to, like, it actually helps stimulate blood vessel growth. Okay, so it also helps with keeping the veins elastic, which is what we need. And it's there's a term that I can't quite remember, but it basically means that it stimulates new blood vessel growth. And so ozone's been shown to do that. It works really good. It drives blood flow. And so that's a key component to healing a lot of different conditions.
Thor, go to the website. The link is in the chat, and you can see how much the tanks are right there. How much are the tanks?
You get a pack of 2 for $279.
And where do you recycle the tanks?
They're steel, and so you can recycle them a place that takes steel.
Okay. All right. How much do you use with the 10% ozonated glycerin for mouthwash?
Like, are you saying how much mouthwash, or I mean, so
like, what's
you're
the
going to do a
solution?
mouthwash? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's 10% ozonated glycerin, and then you're going to put the rest of it's going to be distilled water. So it's a 1-in-10 ratio. So and then you can add like essential oils to that if you want. Like, I love peppermint oil, I love clove oil, and so it just enhances the freshness of it. But in reality, you're getting a really good cleaning of the mouth when you use ozonated glycerin mixed with water.
Okay. If you can't afford the system, would the supplements be helpful?
I think they're good. The supplements are going to hit, like we sell ozone oil capsules. They're great for like upper GI issues. The thing with ozone gas is it's so systemic throughout the body. When you're putting it into the body rectally, it hits the portal vein. There's all these veins in your colon, and it just goes all throughout your body. So it's like this amazing systemic treatment. And like we talked about before, ozone gas is highly soluble, so it gets absorbed really rapidly in the blood system. So like there was a study that showed they actually used oxygen as a treatment, or not as a treatment, but they put oxygen rectally up mice. And so they were actually able to keep the mice alive for like 3 to 4 hours just by giving them supplemental oxygen rectally. And it just goes to show you how
Wow.
well oxygen gets absorbed through the colon. And we're talking ozone as well. So the ozone gets absorbed even better. So it gets pushed all throughout the body so rapidly.
Okay. Okay. Patient has chronic low white blood cells. Any thoughts with ozone helping?
So, I mean, typically, like an infection is going to relate to high white blood cells. So that's typically where ozone would really play in the fat to help eliminate that infection. If they have chronic low white blood cells, I would assume that they're probably underproducing. But ozone, in my opinion, if they're having infections that they're not getting rid of because of lack of white blood cells, ozone would then supplement and help alleviate that from happening. So you may not raise your white blood cell count, but you can give your body a better fighting chance to fight off whatever infection that's dealing with.
I live in Belgium. Is it possible that your products are sent to Belgium? And
We do it all the time.
And how about servicing?
Servicing, it'd have to come back here. These are designed in a way where there's not much going to go wrong with them. The
Yeah.
only thing that we can't get to Belgium are the oxygen tanks. And if you wanted to send me a message, we can talk personally about what to do in Belgium for oxygen. I'd be happy to help you out.
Okay, great. How often can you use it? Daily? Just
You can use it. We have people who use it twice a day.
yeah.
Now, most people are going to use it 2 to 3 times a week. And like we said before, be consistent, get to the point where you only have to use it once a week, and eventually get to the point where you don't have to use it at all.
Jane, I'm going to have you email him. It's Tobias, Tobias. It's in the chat. What's your email address again?
Tob, so my first name, Tobias,
Tobias.
Tobias, at PromoLife.com, which is
Yeah.
PROMOLIFE.com.
Okay. Can ozone treatment help with eye issues like a sty or small basal carcinoma of the eyelid?
Good story. So I would take ozone gas, saline, mix it together, and then put it in the eye, and your eye will never feel better. I've gotten rid of styes that way so effectively. Hands down, one of the easiest things you can do for eye treatments.
What are you doing?
Um,
What are you putting in there again? Say it again slowly.
so what I do is I go on Amazon, I buy some saline, pre-made saline on Amazon, and then I take 2 syringes, and I fill up one halfway with ozone gas like this, and I have another one I fill up halfway with saline, and I have these little connectors called female to female connectors. What it does is it mates the syringe together. I don't know if you have one, but what you do is you plunge the gas and the saline back and forth. And what it does is it hyperozonates the saline rapidly. You only have about 20 to 30 cc's of saline that's ozonated. But then what you can do is you can take that syringe of ozonated saline and you just drip it in the eye. When I get an eye sty, it lasts for 2 weeks and it freaking ticks me off, okay? Because it like makes me look like I have a swollen eye. I was getting one and I was like, oh no, this is not good. I had to go out of town. And so I did my ozone saline. I did it 5 times in one day. And that goes to show you it doesn't hurt your eye, okay? I did it 5 times in one day. The next morning, gone.
Awesome. I did not know that trick about the two injectors. So thank you for that. Matt used the ozonated glycerin and it hurt his stomach. What's the reason for this?
You probably took too much. So it's incredibly powerful. If you took too much ozonated, like one thing that I've heard with ozonated glycerin is it can cause bowel movements to happen or possibly cause, the runs. It's incredibly powerful. You don't need a lot. Just a very small amount will go a long way.
And it's kind of, an illusion because it seems so mild, right? It seems like, how could this be so powerful?
Yeah,
It's
you're right, because it tastes so good
it
as
tastes
well.
good,
So
it's
like
sweet.
it,
Leah, hi.
it's
It's
tricky. I get it.
it's tricky, yeah. Can you please show the screen where you show the different treatment protocols for the ozone therapy? You have a
Um,
you have a slide
are
for
you talking
that?
about are you talking about for the glycerin? I think I had a slide for the glycerin.
Okay.
Um, Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Hold on one second.
Okay, now's the time. If you guys have and gals and people have other questions, pop them in because we are gonna we have a few more questions and then we'll wrap.
Okay.
That's the glycerin.
Somebody, if you guys want to take a picture with your cell phones, go for it. It just goes over like if you want to use it for eye drops, nebulize, nasal sprays. Nasal spray is really cool. Like I had a guy that I was working with, he had no sense of smell for 20 years. And he started doing nasal sprays of ozonated glycerin. His smell came back.
That's crazy. That is
Like
crazy. That is
blew
outrageous.
blew blew my mind. I'm like,
Highly
okay, something.
unusual.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I
think
mean,
I think
individual
it's
results are going to vary. I
true,
just, yeah.
true,
Okay,
but blew my
Becky,
mind. So
do you have any before and after pics of age spots and tags after using the glycerin?
I don't as of yet, but we have a lot of reviews on the site, and one of the main reviews focuses on lightening of age spots, and it makes sense because what happens is when you ozonate glycerin, you're developing this stuff called glycolic acid. So it's got a mild acidity to it, and so if you look at the benefits of glycolic acid, it's used in skin health, it's used in skincare products. And if you think about the mild acid, that's going to also alleviate some of the age spots or help neutralize it or clear it up. So one of the main reviews that I keep seeing with glycerin added to the face is age spots, and it really makes the skin feel healthy and nice because glycerin is considered a humectant. A humectant what a humectant does is it pulls in moisture, so it's amazing at moisturizing the skin as well. So I think from a beauty standpoint, hands down, one of the best things you can do.
Does it help with intestinal parasites too?
We're working on a product with it, so we're going to be doing some capsules, and that's the idea. So
Wow. Okay. Remember, there are also suppositories that he has. I want to ask you
yes,
I have three more questions, and I'm going to ask a couple of product specific questions. What are the
okay,
differences ozone versus brown gas versus hydrogen?
okay, great question. Ozone's your oxidant, so it's your powerful disinfectant. Your Brown's gas is a mixture of 66% hydrogen, 33% oxygen. So we view that as this term called electrically expanded water. Then you have hydrogen. Hydrogen is obviously not that's just straight hydrogen or H2. In my opinion, both hydrogen and Brown's gas are beneficial. That's essentially what we're breathing in for the hydrogen treatments. I think Brown's gas is hands down better, though. I think you're still going to get, you're getting the hydrogen with both, but when you're focusing on Brown's gas, it's more of a complete package, if that makes sense, when it comes to the hydrogen mixed with the oxygen. So I feel that you're going to get a better treatment for your. I mean, but think about the Brown's gas as a hydrogen treatment, okay?
Okay. And Z and Laura, I'm so glad you guys just got it. Be sure to send your proof of purchase, everybody, by 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight to info@sibosos.com. And Z, I saw yours. Ear insufflation resolved my vertigo. Fantastic. That's amazing.
Awesome. That's great.
Yes, I know it's definitely worth listening to. Again, you will be getting this replay. I have to say, I don't know if it'll happen before 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight. And that's just a live in webinar bonus. If someone's watching the replay, I say thank you very much for being here. I really hope you're going to get that. But that masterclass is only for people who are here live. But I appreciate you watching because I know watching replays sometimes like wah wah, but this is so good. I'm so glad you made it. Okay, we will be sending the replay out tonight. What about PayPal in monthly installments? Do you have a payment plan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have PayPal credit. And we have this other option called Bread. So PayPal credit's available once you get to the checkout process, you'll see this other thing called Bread. That's more of like a long-term financing option. So, I mean, we're all about giving people options to pay, whether it's financing, whether it's credit card, we even accept crypto. So, if you guys are into that. So
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, good for you, man. Usually how long you take it before you see results with leaky gut?
give it a couple weeks, in my opinion. I think you're going to notice a benefit, but be consistent. Okay.
Okay. Right. I mean, we can't we can't really say like, oh, it'll take you this long because how long did it take for you to get it? How severe is it? All of that stuff. Okay.
Also, like, don't be eating pizza every night while doing your ozone therapy. Like, don't eat a ton of gluten. So, like, that typically is an inflammatory type of food. So, if you're going to be focusing on your leaky gut, you know, eat to the benefit. So you're going to hopefully have less of that issue.
Very good. That is very good. So use code 10SS for that 10% off. And that is temporary. It's just for a few days. You want to order your oxygen. You want to get your regulator. Watch this little video about that. And then here's the basic package. Here's the comprehensive package. You get listed out everything you get in each one. And then you can get your training. Here's the picture of the ozonated infused glycerin. And then here's the EZ03, which is such a powerful dental product.
Yeah. And just a heads up, so just to alleviate any clarification, or just so you guys are aware, when you click on that find more about the ozonated glycerin, it does direct you to a different website. And that coupon code 10SS will also work on that site. So just a heads up, Puro3 is the manufacturer. So we do it a different way with the glycerin. There is like a shelf life to it. So we recommend refrigeration, so because it's going to stay a lot more potent and powerful. So there they are. We ship it directly from the manufacturer, so you're going to receive like the highest potency product possible.
Very cool. So do you own Puro3?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so when he says it's going to come to you from another company, it's his company. Just to clarify.
Just separate manufacturer as well. So we want to make sure that gets to you at the highest quality possible as well. So
here are those ozonated olive oil capsules that he was talking about for gastro things. This is the olive oil suppository. So you have for the suppositories, you have olive oil, you have hemp oil. Don't you have another one?
We do, and we have coconut. So we have olive, hemp, and coconut.
And you told me that different oils have different strengths. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So the coconut suppositories are great. And just to be clear, all these suppositories can be used rectally and vaginally. So the coconut suppositories can really help with like dryness issues. It can help with like sexual issues. The benefit also with like the stronger suppositories like olive and hemp is they can also be used vaginally for like yeast infections, bacterial infections, but they can also be used rectally to treat hemorrhoids, constipation, IBS. We see a lot of people who have alleviation from their IBS issues from it. Overall, we're seeing men using these for prostate issues as well. Really, it's just a host of different ways that you can use suppositories in general. One of the things you'll notice more than anything is it'll help if you are constipated, it'll help alleviate constipation. But yeah, we see a lot of like I said, we had that whole menopause summit, and we really heavily focused on it was a way to alleviate the use of antibiotics by using these suppositories, and it really seems to help a lot of women during that time of their life.
And then this is one of my favorite things, and
I love it.
I love this thing. So it's an it's an ozone sanitation device, and you literally put it in water and you're going to feel like, am I about to get electrocuted? And you're not. You'll see it's total. I mean, I was like, what am I doing? It's totally protected. Mine looks even more substantial, but you're fine. And it sends ozone through the water to help you clean your fruits and vegetables. So as a person with SIBO from food poisoning back in the day, I was just very sensitive. I bought organic produce all these years, and of course that's wonderful, but it does come with pests often because it doesn't have the pesticides. I've literally opened clamshell greens and there were worms inside, things like that. So I'm like super careful about cleaning my fruits and vegetables, and I love to make soup, so I do it a lot. This thing is a total game changer. I have tried everything. I have tried the sprays. I've tried the hydrogen peroxide diluted. I've tried just using straight up like dishwashing soap. I've tried over the years. I've tried everything. I'm so confident when I do this with my fruits and vegetables that I have preserved the goodness, and I am like broccoli. I'm sorry, there's no way you can tell me you're cleaning in between all of those little broccoli sprouts on the ends of those. This does it. Anyway, I know it's
I
not
also want to note,
expensive, but it really works.
I want to note super fast, the other thing that it's doing is it's increasing the shelf life of your produce. So if you know, that's a money saver right there, in my opinion. So like most produce goes bad in a few days. If you can extend the shelf life of your produce by like 4 to 5 days, you've just paid this device off within X amount of months.
I did not even think about it that way, and that's such a good point. It really, really is. So, I mean, I could do a whole webinar on that device alone. I love it, as you can tell. Anyway, you get the idea. There's the oil pulling solution. Remember, whenever you do oil pulling, if you do choose to do it, never put that down when you spit it out. Don't put it down the sink. Don't put it in the toilet. You put it in the trash, because that's not good for the pipes. Here's the
Yep.
beauty oil. And then this is the soap. I just wanted to show you the soap. It does have some scents. He's got different fragrances like rose and the like, and then it just looks like this, and it smells a little bit like ozone, but you don't end up smelling like ozone. I mean, it's lovely. My husband is a bar
It's
soap guy. Like, he's not a metrosexual. He is like never gonna get his eyebrows like waxed or anything. He is a razor blade shaver and a soap guy. He loves
love
this.
it.
Loves
Love
it.
it.
Yeah. Like, he's like a freak about soap. Anyway, you go to the site, it's 5% off. Use 10SS for short term, and it's 10% off. So thank you for that. Okay, we're gonna go whip through last Q&As, and then we'll be done. For leaky gut, once per day, question mark.
Oh, no, you do it as needed. So like, I mean, I recommend starting out, honestly, if you're just starting out with ozone for the first time, start out maybe 3 times a week and then gradually increase. Really what it's about is listening to yourself, seeing how your body reacts, because it is a very powerful treatment. You're going to notice something right off the bat typically. So just go 3 times a week, start out, and then you can either increase or pull back as needed.
Can you make suppositories with ozonated glycerin? Is that coming?
That is coming. So
That's coming. Okay, when is that coming?
I don't have an exact date yet. I mean, once we dial in the formula, it'll be
Dude, we
really
need that.
super fast. So we're doing some R&D on it. There's a few tricks with it that we're solving at the moment, but it's coming. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, good. The other suppositories really do work very nicely for that type of thing. So just FYI,
Yes,
which
they do.
unit is recommended for a home clinic?
So in the 2 packages that we sell, the basic insulation package and then the comprehensive package, there's options for, on the basic, there's an option for a lower output model and a higher output model. I typically go with the lower output model because I do a lot of these home treatments now. If you're going to start doing ozone saunas, you got to go with the higher output model. And so I'm a big advocate for that as well. I think it's kind of one of those like no-brainer treatment options if you have a sauna. If you have a sauna and you rep a really good brand as well, remember your head has to be sticking out. If you have a
Yep.
relax, get the higher output sauna, get the higher output model because you've got to have that ozone to cut through the heat because heat does destroy ozone. So that's why we recommend higher output models because it'll give you a little bit more of a boost or a bump when performing that ozone therapy at home with saunas.
And there's an attachment that you can take and use from your ozone generator to the relax sauna. This is just the one.
That's correct. Yes.
I love. So you want to look that up. Could using ozone vaginally help with pelvic floor issues?
I don't know. I mean, it could. That's a tough one.
I don't think it would hurt, but...
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt either. But that's a tough one for me to answer.
Justin, hey, how long do you need to leave the ozone running for rectal use?
Great question. So we're using a device that looks like this, called an insulation bag. So very similar to an enema bag. So what we're doing is we're filling this bag up and we're attaching an insertion device called a catheter. And so once this bag is filled, you're going to insert the catheter and then you're going to just squeeze the ozone out. If you can fit the entire bag, great. If you can't, that's okay. So what you typically do is just fit what you can. Some days you're going to fit more than other days, and that's totally normal. And that's all you got to do. So whatever you can fit that day, just go for it.
Yeah, they'll build up, that kind of thing. I'm just seeing here, does the bag come with which kit? Do either one of those bags come with a kit?
Both of these kits come with our full rectal insufflation kits. So it
Okay.
allows you to do all those rectal insufflation treatments.
Oh, 3 multi-chamber insufflation bags. Okay, so
We
that's
call these, yeah, we call these multi-chambered insufflation bags because you can actually pick the volume of gas. And so the first
that's
one is
cool.
200 mils, it goes to 400 mils, and then 750 mils. I honestly fill it all the way up. And if I can fit it, great. If I can't, maybe for another day.
Yeah. Yes, you can use the ozone water as a mouthwash. What's the warranty?
We offer a lifetime warranty. So
Come
uh,
on.
a lot
That's
of a lot of
awesome.
companies out there, we see 30-day
Oh,
warranties, and
yeah.
because it probably is going to break after 30 days. So we stand behind our products. We have the confidence in it. That's one of the reasons why we have so many customers, is because we address any issues that come up. We have there's going to be times where, like, let's just say this happens. Maybe the user accidentally does something incorrectly, spills liquid inside or whatever. That's okay. We can get that fixed for you. We're not going to charge you for a new system. We're going to fix it. Most of the time we can cover it cost free. Every once in a while there'll be a small fee associated with it, but it's the point where it's serviceable, it's fixable. Once you buy it, you have it for life. Okay.
I just am typing you a little message in there. I didn't mean to. I answered your question there. Is the PayPal monthly installment, we have 7 minutes left, available for Canada?
I don't think so.
It's a PayPal thing. Oh, I
Yeah.
love the lower output model. I plan to buy as I am a bioenergy medicine practitioner. Hi, Alice. Great.
Okay.
How many minutes do you recommend?
Uh, it depends on the treatment. So, like, when you get our stuff, we have a nice booklet that it comes with, and it goes over all the treatments that I discussed, typically the concentration levels and the time. And so most of the treatments are going to be within 3 to 5 minutes. They're relatively quick. Um, that's the thing that people don't realize with ozone therapy. This is a quick treatment. It doesn't consume a ton of your time unless you're doing like ozone saunas, and that's just because saunas take time.
This
Um,
is the bags, for example, the instructions.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and
Just
we go
really.
over like the amount of the concentration, and then really focus on the videos that we have as well. Our videos are really going to lay out more of the protocol, more of the time, but also we're here to help too. Like, if you want to schedule a call with us, we can walk you through additional information on that as
Is
well,
there a charge for that?
free of charge.
Okay. How do you know if you're doing too much ozone?
You can definitely develop a Herxheimer reaction. You might have like very mild flu-like symptoms. That can happen. So just be aware, and just listen to yourself. Be totally on board with how you feel, and really, I think that's the big thing with natural health, is you got to listen to how your body feels.
True. How the nasal cannula question mark, and is there a good manual with that product?
Okay, so when
Oh,
we're
yeah,
inhaling, yeah,
yeah.
when we're breathing ozone that's bubbled through oil, one of the easiest treatments that you can do. I mean, the cannula comes with it. It's incredibly easy to set
Do you
up,
have one to
and
show? Here
I
it is.
don't
It
I
looks
don't
like
have
a
a nasal
stethoscope, you
cannula.
guys. Oh, this is the ear one.
That's for the ears.
That's
The
the ear.
nasal cannula is your traditional nasal cannula that you would use for breathing, and then all we're doing is we're taking the input port and we're hooking it up to the device that's bubbling in the oil, and then we're just inhaling and breathing. It smells great. You actually feel very calm when you do it. And it's great, like I said, for respiratory issues or conditions.
When my husband had long COVID, he did this. It was just gorgeous. It was just really
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it
Uh,
it got popular for that during COVID.
right.
So,
Are there clinics when we can go to that is registered if we can't purchase for personal use for now? You know
what do
what?
you mean, red? Yeah,
Like he doesn't have a directory, but email him and tell him where you live, and he'll tell you people who are in the area if he
yeah.
knows them.
There's a lot of people popping up offering ozone treatments in office use. Like, we work with IV clinics. There's IV clinics popping up offering ozone treatments. So honestly, if you're in a relatively mid to normal sized area, you're going to have an option. Like I live here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I've got like three to four places that provide ozone therapy treatments. And then we're like, I think the whole area is like 500,000 people. So not like,
And not the hotbed
not a
of
big,
holistic healing. Okay.
not the hotbed. Yeah.
How many times can you use the bags?
The bags will last you for quite a while. So like we like to say 15 to 20 uses on average. An insulation kit should get you about at a minimum of 50 insulations.
Okay. Does ozone kill the good flora? Hey, Erica, he addressed this earlier.
It's going to kill some, okay? It's not going to kill all.
Yeah.
But it's going to allow your good flora to repopulate because we've eliminated a lot of the bad stuff that's causing the issues in the body.
Is there a way to use your ozone for subcutaneous prolozone injections?
You definitely can. I'd like to, first of all, you'd have to be experienced on how to do sub-Q injections. It's not complicated, but yeah, reach out.
You reach out via email because that's an intense question. And I know you just got one. How long does the delivery take for an order to be delivered? Hi, Thor.
Give us a couple days to process and ship. And then if you're domestic, it'll take anywhere from 3 to 5 days for delivery.
It's so much fun when you get it. You're going to be overwhelmed by how much you're getting when you get the package. And so just breathe and go very slowly through the package. It's
watch the
videos and then get started. Like watch the videos.
It takes the
anxiety away.
And it's like, that's how you do it. It's so easy. So videos are key in my opinion.
It's shockingly easy. Alice, I see, because all I was hearing was rectal or vaginal, which I don't do. Nasal cannula would be great. Also the ear. I have read inhaled ozone can cause lung damage. He's already answered that, Alice, but also remember you're running it through when you are breathing.
Yeah, the olive oil acts as a filter system. So if you bubble the ozone through olive oil, it has a very pleasant smell. There's no respiratory distress whatsoever. It's fantastic. It's one of the best ways that you can incorporate ozone while breathing. It's perfectly 100% safe. People do this all the time in offices, at home, and nobody's ever had an issue doing it. So like the other methods, we're not actively trying to breathe ozone gas. And also just remember, you can breathe a little bit of ozone gas and it's totally fine. Your nose will pick up 0.05 parts per million of ozone gas, well below the threshold that would be considered an irritant to your lungs. Okay. So just because you smell a little bit of ozone, totally
you're fine. Alice and somebody was also asking about his email address. I just put it in the chat again. Today, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much. You all hung in there. I know it was a lot of information, and thank you. Let's put in some love for our Tobias. Nancy, will the ozone treatment help heal unresolved open leg wounds? Wound vac and grafting haven't worked. I'm so sorry, Nancy. That is horrible. That is terrible. I'll speak for myself. I do find it to be beautiful for wound care. Tobias?
That's literally what they used it. Like ozone was first used medically in the early 1900s, and they used it for wound care during World War I, and it was incredibly successful. Hands down, one of the best things you can do for wound care.
Erica, yes, we're going to send out the replay ASAP. The gal who does that for me, I'm not sure what she's doing right now, so it's got to do a few things before it gets sent out. Lots of love to you, Alice, as well. Will there be a necessity to buy other products, or the basic model suffices? I'm seeing the red tank in the background. Okay, Alice, I'm just going to show this to you so you can. I think you want us to send some love to Tobias through the chat, so unlock the chat feature. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Hello. I appreciate that. Okay, there you go. It's open now. Thanks, David. I appreciate you. Gotta watch me every second. Okay. Who knows what I'm going to be up to there? Okay, here is Alice. So what you want to do, like literally he broke it down. Step 1, you're going to get your oxygen tank. You get the regulator, the blue thing as well. You want to order those. And then you can watch a little video. These are the 2 packages that you can choose from. Be sure to use code 10SS to get the 10% off. And this literally, look, these are all clickable, guys. So when you click on what you get, like it'll take you to what it is. If you're like wondering, what's a Teflon ear scope? Teflon ear scope, is that what I know that? Is that the thing that I was showing that looks like the stethoscope?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. This is what it is right here. So,
I call it the stethoscope. It's not a
yeah.
stethoscope though. This will send the ozone in through your ears. It's lovely. It is lovely, lovely, lovely.
It's great for like auricular ear issues. Great for like even ear infections, all that kind of stuff. So
it's very soothing. Anyway, you get the idea. You can tell I'm a big fan. So I'm going to wrap things up and say thank you very much to everybody. I'm glad you all were here and that you made the time for yourself. Alice, there you go. I think you want us to send some love. David got it. Thanks, Tobias. You've taken care of my fear reluctance to use ozone beyond your easy ozone maker, which you have. That's fantastic. Great. Dwayne, can O3 impact plaque psoriasis scales?
So what we want to focus on that is ozone's an immune modulator. So when you start modulating your immune system, your other autoimmune issues hopefully will start to resolve more, if that makes sense.
So my sister has psoriasis, and this has been such a godsend for her. And also, you want to grab some of that glycerin and put that in your ears as well. The ozone infused glycerin is beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah. All right. Is ozone good for removing anesthesia from the body? Last question, then we're done.
Yes, because like think about it like this. So like in dentistry, if you inject like Novocaine or that numbing agent, I know it's a little bit different than anesthesia. It actually perpetuates that stuff to break down faster and remove itself. So I can't quite speak to anesthesia, but in reality, like for some of these other numbing agents, it definitely helps break that down a lot faster.
Just wanted to show you all, for those of you who are interested in one more little image from Dr. Malika's video. He's using ozone in the office, in his dental office. It's a very intensive presentation, and if you order something by anything from the site by 8 p.m. Eastern time and send us proof of purchase to info@sibosos.com because you're here live, you will get this masterclass. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. Stop share. Oh, have I been sharing the whole time? I have. Okay. Do you see it, Tobias? No?
Yes, I see it.
Oh, you do? Okay. Sorry.
No, not anymore.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Zoom. Share. This is the class you get, and it's so powerful in terms of like a visual. Ooh. Well, then you guys saw it. It was hold on. He showed some before and afters. Tobias, do you sell this?
I'm working on something like that. That is a very difficult device to produce at a large scale. Most of those devices are made in a lab or in a dental office, and so they're actually fitted to the mouth of the patient. So it's a little bit more customized than what you'd believe. I know there's ways to create more like different sizing, but that's something in the works. I think it'd be amazing. We also have to have a suction device built into that, but once that's out, I think it's gonna be a game changer for oral health.
That is going to be a game changer. When is that happening? Come on, Tobias.
Let's set a deadline. Let's go with by the end of the year. Okay.
I was thinking September 1st, but okay.
Okay. That's close to the end of the year.
Yeah. All right. All right. Enough of that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks, Tobias. Great job. David, thank you, Siobhan. You have a knack for finding people who actually know what they're talking about. You scored again with Tobias. Thank you. That's really, really nice of you to say. I agree with you. Well, also, like, I'm super picky. So, like, I meet a lot of people and I'm like, namaste. No. Yes. Can I make my own glycerin with the ozone water bottle?
Not with this device. You I guess you could, but it takes a long time. And
Just get a bottle of the
that's the
glycerin oil.
downside. Like when you start factoring the amount of oxygen it's going to be required, the amount of time. And we also have testing methods that we verify the potency. And so what I've learned is it's really hard to get high potency. We have different systems that do the glycerin on a larger scale. So we get it really, really strong. So just a heads up.
Thanks, Nurse Maka. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And everybody popping in. Thank you. I'm glad, Justin, that you all were here. Erica, Becky, Alice. Wait, I see. Please tell me the difference between this ozone therapy and oxygen therapy, and how do the tanks last?
Yeah, that I can answer that really fast. So,
Okay, good.
oxygen therapy is just the form of breathing oxygen. So, you see people breathing oxygen concentrators that helps with like, emphysema, stuff like that. Ozone therapy is the act of putting oxygen in the body in a form of ozone where it's going to really cause your cells to uptake ATP, modulate your immune system, generate your better level of antioxidants and oxidants in the body, and also generate healing responses. But the main key is fighting off those bad critters that are making you sick as well. Oxygen doesn't do that.
And Nicole, I see your order. Laura Z, I know there are more coming in. So be sure to email us so you can get that masterclass too, which is normally $59. I love y'all. Thank you all so much. Tobias, great job.
Hey, it was a pleasure. Always fun. And then, but everybody listening, if you want to send me a message, I'd be happy to help out in any way possible.
That's so nice. Tobias at PromoLife.com. Let's say they can't remember this, not grabbing it. Can they go to your website and read?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
They can submit a contact, and then it'll go to our ticketing system, and then usually they'll direct it to me if that makes sense.
I have the ozone water bottle for cleaning. Can I use the water from the bottle to use as mouthwash? Yes. Yes, you can.
Yes. Do it.
Yes, you can. Yes. Love you. I'm going to push goodbye. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. No, I got it. Okay. Oh, Thor, how long does the product last? Is the ozone stable?
Super quick. So ozone, you don't want to make it on demand. It's got a half-life of around 20 to 30 minutes. So the idea is once that ozone's produced, we're going to lose it. We're going to use it before we lose it. So, and that's why we have to have a machine and a tank, because you can't just go out to the store and buy a bottle of ozone. It doesn't work. You got to make it. We're literally electrifying oxygen, and that electricity that's going into it it's not going to maintain the ozone forever. So we want to make it on demand. We're putting energy into the body, guys. That's really what it is. Ozone is energy. It's electrically charged oxygen.
Question. If the question is also about like the suppositories, the gum and toothpaste, the soap, do I have to keep it in the refrigerator? What's going on with that?
No, you don't. So really what's happening is when we infuse ozone into an oil or glycerin, we're creating peroxides. And so we're creating these two things called peroxides and ozonides. These are stable forms, and so it's not going to be active ozone gas. So if you smell the oil, you smell the soap, it does smell like ozone, but there's no active ozone gas in that product whatsoever. Basically what's happening is if you look at these ozonides, they smell like ozone, they act like ozone, they work like ozone, but they're not actually ozone. It's a different chemical structure. And I'm going to say it's definitely not near as strong as ozone, but it's a stabilized form that allows us to take it on the go, apply it to cuts. I use it for bug bites all the time. You get a bug bite, you itch like crazy. It neutralizes the itch so fast that it increases the healing time on that. Hands down, if I first thing I put on my body when I get a tick bite, that's my go-to product is anything ozone oil.
Erica's saying I use the ozone suppositories and it's better to keep it in the fridge because it melts fast. I put mine in the freezer.
Yeah, when I say like it has to be refrigerated for it to lose efficacy, the suppositories you need to put them in the fridge so they're firmer for insertion purposes. That's the main reason.
Right. Thank you for that. That's a very good nuanced clarification. It's not about the shelf life. It is about the practicality of it. Ozone
yes.
Its efficacy in 30 minutes. Thoughts. Last one. I can't take another one. I have to go. So go ahead.
Ozone gas has a half-life, if you look it up online, 20 to 30 minutes. And so, like we said, you gotta use it or you're gonna lose it. So that's the ozone gas. Even ozone water has a half-life of 30 minutes as well. Ozone oils, ozonated glycerin, half-life is non-existent, so it doesn't really matter.
Magia about eczema, use the limb bag, use the oil.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. And then glycerin oil is gone. Is it sold out?
No, it should be there. I'll check.
Okay.
We should have it. I'll double check right now.
Okay. Because that would be bad. Okay. Okay.
It's,
Thanks, everybody.
It's available. We're good.
Okay.
It's there.
Okay. And remember, you have his email address, which is just so generous of you, Tobias. Thank you so much. Thank you also for the extra discount of 10%. And thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. I'm going a little bit lighter with webinars this summer. And then we'll pick back up. We've got a few more very special ones coming down the pike. And also, for those of you who are SIBO people, I don't want to identify you as that. For those of you who are interested in small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, Dr. Seebecker and I are doing a session with Dr. Pimentel this summer. So we'll be able to get you some more answers. Very excited about the progress being made there. Use this, get it at home, watch the videos. Here's the thing. I don't want another project. Okay. Like I am with projects. But if you give me something or if I acquire something that's going to be a return on my investment and my time, my energy, and my money, I am all in. Watch me just push other things aside to like get results. And that's why I want you to use it right away, because once you use it, you're going to be like, oh, I get it.
I use it on my kids, my animals, my wife uses it. I use it like you're going to find a use for it. Like I love it for kids, like hands down, reduces ear infections, reduces time. Like anytime I have to be at home with the kids when they're sick, the day I'm missing from work, if I can keep them happy and healthy in school, I'm so much more productive.
It's really great for stubborn things. So Thor is saying he can't find the glycerin oil either.
Oh, you click on pure. When you on that landing page, click on that link. It's not on PromoLife. It's on the Puro 3 site. So that could be the reason why. On the landing page, it'll link you to that. It'll link you to the glycerin.
And it will, remember, Tobias owns that company, and 10SS will work on the glycerin on that site as well. Yep. Okay. Peace out. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Okay. The kids with
questions?
cannula. Yes, that works great. Yeah. Yes, Alice. All right. Oh my gosh. You're the best. Does this work for asthma?
You got to be careful with asthma. Just remember, if you do the bubbling through oil, it can definitely help with that. If you're very prone to asthma, just be aware. Okay.
So Millie's saying I saw it was there, but no more with the glycerin oil.
I mean, I'm there right now and I see it. So,
change browsers, Nancy, or anybody who's having a hard time finding it.
I'm gonna email you right now with it.
Okay.
Just take me a second and I'll chat it over really quick.
Okay.
I'm doing it as we speak. Just give me one quick second.
I'm so bad at following my own rules, but I'm like now officially late. Okay.
Okay. I'm almost there.
Okay.
Chat.
Kids with the cannula. I see it. Okay. And remember the ear. It's the ear one that comes with the kits. You'll look at it. Look at the list. I can't remember.
Where's the? Oh, here is the chat. Okay. Hold on. Putting it right. Okay. So I just chatted it over just now. Okay.
Okay. Yep. And then use code 10SS. Okay. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to grab that link, although you can find it, right? So it should be on the sale on the like little description. Even if you're just going to get some soap, please do that. Email us at info@SIBOSOS and then get that masterclass about biological dentistry and the use of, if you have any dental issues, you need to watch that class. Like it will totally change your mind about a lot of things in the dental world. But it will also, like you're going to want to go to a dentist who does ozone. And if you can't find a dentist that does ozone and you're going to just work with who you work with, you're going to want this for home. Okay.
Definitely.
3, 2, 1. Mwah! Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.